song that's never been heard. How do you know when you hear the call? What do you do when you've done it all? Cannonball, 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 cannonball. It's not much.
Yes, indeed. Good afternoon, morning, ladies and gentlemen, mothers, fathers, daughters, sons, brothers and sisters. This is a social event for Revolution Sim Racing in the BMW 2002 Stanceworks cars here at Longbeach. My name is King-Kodiak and I'll be your commentator throughout this evening's race. Qualifying took part earlier on, but due to a few problems, a few people having a bit of a disconnection problem and someone hitting the wall, the session was restarted and therefore I read out the qualifying order, hence why the qualifying is not in this recording. Alex Salmon then leading the field around. We have 18 drivers taking part in this particular event, so when Alex is ready he will floor it in these lovely classic BMW cars. And it does also mean that because we've restarted the session, the race feed box works, which is always nice to see. Alex beating Jussi Karkalainen. I can never pronounce that correctly, and I'm not even going to attempt to. Wow, look at that. That was Manu getting very, very keen to try and get 3 wide as Alex put the hammer down. 5 wide there is that Silly Sausage getting to the inside line as they come streaming down towards turn 1. It's getting very, very close, and looks like everybody has come through okay. Oh, no sooner do I say that. That's, is that Eugene Gaskin that's in trouble? No, it's not. Was that Andrex? Nope. So that's Eagle, I think, in the green car. Yeah, we hit someone. Was it Darkside? It was. Silly Sausage has come to grief as well. He's right. Oh, no, sorry. It was Silly Sausage that was the black car that got clouted by, and I think we've got people actually allowing. There is Eugene Flacco, who was right up there in the order. I think he's allowing people through now. What a interesting start, but look at that. Look how much these guys are broken away. That's Jussi and Alex Salmon broken away by 5 seconds over Diluvian. Now, Diluvian unfortunately had a bit of an issue on the first warm-up lap where he ended up hitting the wall and facing backwards. So he's probably quite happy that the several reasons started. He leads the field essentially, except for these two, Jussi and Silly Sausage. Sorry, also complete went completely wrong there. Alex Salmon, as they come around to complete the first lap. Manu's right the way down there in 13th. Now these cars are quite tricky. They might be old, but wow, look at that. That's Varby in the. Oh no, big problem then. Who is that? That's stationary. Dominic Zeth is one of them. Is Silly Sausage the other? No, trying to figure out who that is. It was V-Sonic that unfortunately started near the tail of the field. He's come together with Dom right on that last turn 11. It's gone horribly wrong. But these cars are very easy to lose the tail of. They do have turbo on them, and it will kick in at very awkward moments if you're not expecting it. So a lot of movement still through the field then. Wow, Manu getting very, very sideways coming through turn 3. Nailed to the back of Shepard at the moment. Wow, he is determined to get the car underway, but you can see how much he's having to fight the car. And there again, the tail just does not want to kick. He wants to get the power down. He wants to get further up the field, but the tail just does not want to give him the grip he wants. It's so easy to get the car very, very sideways, especially in close proximity to others. He's going to try a switchback on Shepard. At this rate, he's going to try a switchback on Yami as well. He's got the pair of them coming into turn 8. Can he get it done? He's still on the outside of Yami. He has indeed. Manu has taken both of those positions on the run down between turns 6 and 8. That was a lovely move then by the Mauve car. And there we see Eagle sliding up the road. He's got Eugene Gashkin for company as well, and that is Andrex just ahead of them in one single time run. Andrex was a little bit late to qualifying, so he qualified in 10th, is now at the 5th. A lot of it due to the misadventures of others. And oh, is that someone going slow? No, that's just someone taking a slightly alternate line. That's Shepard and Yami that are side by side. I think it was Yami was the one that went to the inside line as they now start to settle into their rhythm. The field is quite spread out, as you can imagine by... Look at this, and Alex Salmon has lost the lead to UC. It's also worth mentioning UC is a SMS developer, so he will know this game rather well. But look at that, Alex Salmon having a look on the inside, coming down towards turn 6, but decides not to follow that one through. The track is quite wide, but there's only a few really usable lines. Look at the lap times, though. The top two in the 129s, everyone else 131 or lower, or higher, depending on how you look at it. So Alex Salmon pressing on, trying to regain that lead. He's got a lot of work to do, but they are 8 seconds, nearly 9 seconds ahead of this battle. This is Deluvian and Battenberg for the last podium spot then. They are clear of Andrex, who leads that particular pack, although he has broken away as well. That is about 7 seconds between Battenberg and Andrex, give or take. And there we go. That's Manu on the inside of Eagle coming into turn 9. He's got the move done. Can he just about slow that one down? And on he goes then through 10, sideways a little bit. It's not too unexpected in these cars. They're always too deep into 11 though. There's an opportunity for Eagle. Can he do anything about it? No, he couldn't get the power down when he needed it either. And off goes Manu then on his quest to regain some lost time. Checking back in with our leaders. Salmon is still nailed to the back of UC. Battenberg has got that third position from Deluvian now. In that yellow and black car number 6. Deluvian then looks on in 73. You can see the scrapes on the side of his car, which is nothing uncommon in these things. Fastest sector one up by UC as well. That's again not a surprise. He's been absolutely flying. Oh man, as you saw, was Alex Salmon. 6.7 seconds between Deluvian and Andrex. You should just about see the black car come over the crest. Not quite. Couldn't quite see him, but there he is. He's broken away from Eugene Gashkin by 3 seconds now. And Eagle on the back of Eugene with Manu right in the middle as well. If we go on board with... Oh! Big mistake then from Eugene Gashkin. Went too deep at 8. Bounced off the wall and smashes into Manu. That is going to be damage on that Mauve car. That is almost certainly going to hamper his progress. What a shame for Manu as he tries to press on, but he's now got quite a wounded car. As UC right at the front, he continues to set fastest sectors, but Alex Salmon still around about a second behind. He's losing time, but barely by a tenth. And wow, look at the tail of that car 81. That Cyan car is UC's not afraid to kick the tail out. He's got brave to do that around turn 3 because he gets so close to the wall, and still UC is setting fastest sector times. You can see that in the race feed at the bottom. Deluvian is still on the back of Battenberg as well. Car 873, Deluvian having a look at the inside of Ford. Not a big braking zone there, so that would have been very, very dangerous to try. But sometimes you have to kind of think outside the box, but he's so close. Oh, and you saw how he had to recover the car. Got a little bit out of shape. Coming through 5. But on he goes then. As Silitos has made a move, there's V-Sonic in trouble. V-Sonic is facing the wrong way. He's got, who's that with him? It's Fabi, I think. No, oh, that's a, oh my, wow. That was Eugene Gashkin, was the one that was nearly rolled over by V-Sonic. Oh dear, major problems there. So, Alex Salmon then trying a slightly different line. He wants to try and get an undercut on UC coming out of turn 11. He's closed him down. That's what it looks like from Alex's perspective. So little in it, 130.001 for UC, 129.647. So 3.5 tenths then to Alex's benefit. Last time around, he's going to try and outbrake him. He's going to, an outside maneuver through turn 1 just simply will not work here at Longbeach. On they continue. Oh, nearly runs into the back of Deluvian. Wrong name there. Of UC. Oops, a slight tap to the wall. That won't really do anything. That's caused a little bit of spark. It won't cause any significant damage to that car. And Battenberg's lost that third position to Deluvian. Andrex is slowly, I think, closing in this particular gap. There he is. He's now completely on his own. Manu is up to 6th position after working his way through the pack. and obviously taking quite a significant cloud to the front of his car, but still getting the 31s as Eugene Gassian brings that horrifically damaged car into the pit, so he could potentially be there a while. And that's Alex Salmon again on for the lead on the back of UC coming through turn 10. It's not going to be, he wants to get a different line out of 11, and you can see how early UC committed to the inside line. That actually disrupts Alex's line as well, because he wants to get the power down earlier than basically than UC will allow. So on they go then. Overtaking is pretty tricky here. Oh, someone didn't change gear. Didn't change gear quick enough. And down into turn 1, they remain in their respective positions. Deluvian still has Battenberg for company, but Battenberg 1.5 down. And again, as they come through, I keep flicking away from this particular battle. I know Sod's Law would dictate as soon as they do, they will change position. You can see how much time Alex Salmon is losing, being stuck behind UC. UC with a 30.2. We've already seen better laps than that. So again, that shows how much UC's having to defend from Alex Salmon. Through turn 6, Alex again trying to get an earlier line through that turn, trying to get tied into the wall, but again UC positions his car perfectly in the middle of the road. Once again, Alex Salmon, he wants that next inside line. He's alongside. UC can't close him off. This could be a change of lead again. Alex Salmon could get it. Can he outbrake UC? That's close, but no, not quite. UC managing to outbrake Alex Salmon into turn 9. Very brilliantly defended. Now coming through 10 into 11 again. And you can see, again, UC trying to take that more defensive, tighter line through the apex. It does open up a bit for Alex Salmon, but he's not able to get the power down enough to get past UC. On they go, remaining in their respective positions. Battle down here, it's V-Sonic with Ranch and Darkside. Yeah, V-Sonic just down to 14th. That's Uber Mongo in the red and bright green striped car. Just gone up to 12th. He's actually claimed both of those cars. Silver Sausage now. Silly Sausage on the back of Eagle. Yami is in the pits then. His car in pretty bad way. They could opt to take their pits off now. The tyres will last. But and again now UC on the move again. You can see he's another fastest first sector and put some distance between himself and Alex Salmon now. Great stuff at the front. Where's Range? Oh, there he is, and is that Darkside coming in? Yep, Darkside has brought his car in. Alex Salmon getting the fastest sector too. So he is keeping his foot on the loud pedal as well to keep up with UC at the front. Silly Sausage and Eagle in a battle for 8th position. Eagle in the green car, Silly Sausage in the black. Streaming on down to turn 6. Eagle having to stay more towards the inside line to defend it, but Silly Sausage has a pretty decent drive. I think Eagle's going to have to let that one go. The damage on his car is too great to defend it, and that is indeed 8th position then to the black car of Silly Sausage. Back up to the front then, these guys side by side coming into turn 1. UC's got a little bit deep, but is just able to power out of that particular predicament to keep Alex Salmon behind him. Oh, and again, you saw how early Alex was putting the power down. You run the risk of slamming the tail into the wall, which would then pitch the nose into the wall, or potentially pitch the nose back into the wall on the left-hand side. 29.8. The only people, as far as I know, that have gone into the 29s is these two. So close, barely anything in it. And again, well defended there by UC, taking the inside line into turn 8. It's slightly slower, but he's able to just disrupt the momentum from Alex Salmon, which is, of course, keeping the white BMW behind him. 16 seconds separates the lead and third place Deluvian. So these two just roaring off into the distance in a complete league of their own. Yet again, you see seems to be either Yusi is just choosing to take that line out of preference, or he knows he has to defend that inside line from Alex Salmon. Then 130.9, 131.5 for those two respectively. And that is 0.9 of a second, so just about a second between the pair of them now. So that should give Yusi a bit of breathing space. We might now start to see him really get the hammer down if he doesn't have to do the defensive lines. We've seen both of them in the 29s, Yusi and indeed Alex Salmon, both of them capable of 128. Of course, the cars are a bit heavier at the moment from when they did that in qualifying. So we'll run down the order then. Deluvia in third, 1.2 ahead of Battenberg. Battenberg was in that third position earlier and is closing back in on his prey, closing 0.8 last time around. Andrex in fifth position, leads Eugene Flecko by, there is Eugene with a very, oh no, beg your pardon, that wasn't Eugene at all, that was Yami. Now really heavily damaged. Of course he has been through the pits, so some of that has been repaired, but of course visually to us it still looks pretty bad. Eugene Flecko is 6 seconds thereabouts behind Andrex, down to 4.4 without braking zones involved. Manu then, after starting well starting in a good position but not having a great start, is back in 7th position. Sounds like someone was struggling there, but he did a 139 last time around, did Manu, so a terrible lap for him. But back up into his rhythm then. He's 8 seconds behind Eugene Flecko. I think that's who is our Darkside that he's coming up to put a lap on. Silly Sausage, we saw him fighting with Eagle earlier on. He leads Eagle then by 6.8 seconds. And you see the green car in the background. That's Shepard, 5 seconds back. So the yellow car closing in on Eagle. Gained to, 1.5 seconds roughly last time around. Dominic Zeth, we saw him facing the wrong way. That's Uber Mongo directly behind him. So there's a battle there forming for 11th position. V-Sonic, who opted to start from near the back. He's got Ranj right on his case. Ranj Kelsey looking for... he's going to go for an outside move around 9. That's pretty brave, but doesn't opt to go through with it. Opt to take the safer option, just pick his moment. He's going to try and get a decent exit out of 11. A bit too far back to try and move. Varby didn't take part in qualifying, started from the back of the field. He's in 15th position. He's been in the walls already. Darkside, as we saw, he's got, that's Manu on his case. And Silly Sausage has just moved up because Manu's had a problem. Manu has lost that position to Silly Sausage. We didn't see what that problem was. And Andrex has gone up to 4th. So who's had a problem up front? It was Battenberg. There is Battenberg. He's had an argument with the wall. Look how he's sliding the car around. Wowee. That's a lot of movement for that yellow car of Battenberg. Oh, he threw it into the pits. Oh, no, he didn't. He just overcooked the exit from 11. I thought he was going to go into the pits with that angle, but opted not to. So that is 4th position for Andrex then in the black car 90. He's got, let's wait for the timer to update. It's 10 seconds between himself and Deluvian. There he is, yellow 73, just coming out of the roundabout. 2 and 3, through 4. And the lead has changed. So UC didn't get a good run out of 6. And Alex Salmon just called that at the point that the overtake happened. They were side by side for a while, and Alex Salmon has finally got past him. Eagle has put his car into the pits. As Uber Mongo is on the back of Dominic then for 10th position. There they are. Is Mongo going to try a move into 1? No, he doesn't. Manu on the back of Silly Sausage. He's trying his best to go at the field, but again he's had a 139. So he is not he's not at ease with that particular car. That's right on board for a lap then with the lead battle. It's been in the hand of UC Calculator. I can't pronounce that. I'm going to stop trying to. He's been in the hand of UC for a while. Alex regaining the front spot. He started on pole. Eagle in the pits, exactly as mentioned. Wow, that's dedicated by Alex coming through 4. Over the apex for 5. Hard on the loud pedal. Alex had a great drive out of that particular turn. Now through 6, and again the tail of Alex's car has twitched, but usually didn't get a good run through that corner either. He couldn't take advantage of it. Over the crest at 7, and yet again Alex seems to be loving to just send the tail of that car out. Not convinced it's the quickest way of doing it, but it's probably a lot more fun. They've got a car ahead of them. Uncertain on who that is as they now come through turn 9. Oh, and you saw again the tail of that white BMW. Alex Salmon just doesn't want to stick. That's allowed Yusi to close in a bit on him. And that is what it looks like then on board from the now second position. And both of them in the 29s. Actually, Yusi was a couple of tenths quicker than Alex Salmon. Someone coming out of the pits there just ahead of them. And we look at the inside of turn 1. That would be very brave, but opts not to follow that one through, just letting Alex know he's there. But Alex has bounced off the apex. There's not a big run between 1 and 2, so you can get away with that kind of mistake, but it does unsettle you a little bit. Into 4. Absolutely nailed to the back of that car. Manu has gone up into 7th position. So that particular battle is still waging on, but Manu now ahead of Silly Sausage through 6. Absolutely identical lines by these two at the moment. Into turn 8. Still battles up and down the field. We are 20 minutes into this race, 40 and a half to go. Whoever that is ahead of them. I don't know if that's that Ranch. It is indeed. 13th place, Ranjiv Kelsey. Often abbreviated to Ranch. He'll be wanting to get out of the way of this one, but he got a little bit sideways coming through 10, which is very easy to do. He wants to get out of the way, but he went to try and take the inside line as Alex had already committed to it. And Yusi got caught out in that as well. But Yusi has got into the slipstream. He's got the power down. He's got the momentum. He's going to go to the outside around the start from the straight. Sounds odd saying outside but the straight. As you can see, the straight isn't straight. That's going to give him the inside for turn 1. Can he slow it down? Let's stay on board. And he does indeed. He has managed to do it. Oh, he had to dive into turn 2 though. He was still alongside Alex Salmon. But they have managed to get through okay. And Yusi regains the lead but bounces off the wall. And Alex Salmon can't use that extra momentum just yet. Not enough space between 4 and 5. Now the advantage of the momentum. He seems to be back with Alex Salmon. Into turn 6 again. It would seem that Alex prefers to have the tail just kicking out on the car. Oh, there's going to be a nudge. Yeah. Alex is a little bit later on the brakes than Yusi, either by mistake or by design. Tiny little nudge, no harm done. As they come streaming down towards turn 9 once again. You do get the feeling that they are in this for the long haul. They both have to pit yet. No particular gain really from taking a wider entry into turn 10. And you actually heard Alex just throw that, just drop it down to the first and floor it to get the tail to rotate. Get the tail to rotate to get the car to rotate. As Dom comes in from 12th there, you can see the green car in the pits. There he is. On board again with Alex Salmon. Now he's going to have a look on the inside. Can he outbrake Yusi into turn 1? It's going to be close. Yusi gives him the room, but he hasn't got it done. He's not going to be able to go side by side into 2. And Alex has to concede that one again. Through 4 once more. Into 5. Still nailed to the back of the race leader. No one else is in a particularly close battle at the moment. So we will keep... Oh, what a great drive out of 6 for Alex Salmon, but it doesn't get him alongside enough. UC having the inside for turn 8, keeping the ever-charging Alex Salmon at bay. That is not stopping him, though. He's going to have a look at the inside of turn 9. Last of the late breakers, Dark Side comes in from 16th position. You can say Alex is certainly determined to do something. He wants that lead back again, but you see a very, very experienced driver. A very talented driver as well. Can't tell who they're catching up to. I think that can't be Manu, surely. No. They're not lapping 7th, I would hope. Of course, the nature of these single race events, I don't know who's in what liveries, and some of them changed from the first qualifying session, so can't rely on that. Oh, it's a slightly unfortunate place to catch someone. I'm going to have a guess at V-Sonic. It is indeed. V-Sonic should really be getting out of the way of that. Whoa, UC really had to do something extreme to get out of the way. And he still manages to keep Alex behind him. Ooh, that got a little bit close. Yeah, V-Sonic really should have backed out of that. But the lead 2 have gone through, but that's actually cost Alex Salmon some distance. Cost him a bit of time, but we've seen how well he can close that back down again. I imagine Alex Salmon probably wasn't best pleased with that. We can also see the exclamation mark popping up for Eugene Flacco. He's getting close to Battenberg. There is the yellow car in 5th position. That's actually Andrex slightly further ahead of them as well, so Andrex isn't too far clear of that battle. Andrex in 4th. Deluvian is about 11 seconds down the road from Andrex, so he's quite safe there in 3rd. So there's a battle potentially forming there for 5th position. It does look like UC had a decent run out of that last turn, but even still, there was still 2 tenths to the good for Salmon. So where he needs it, he's got the pace to keep in touch with the Cyan car, number 81 ahead of him. Because he would much rather that UC was behind him. Again, making his presence very known, but UC is very careful because it does look like UC is kind of slower, either intentionally or not, through in between turns 2 and 3, and that could halt the charge. You make UC lose a bit of momentum, and Manu actually got the fastest sector 2 time, so whatever damage he's carrying, he did a 29.6 last time around, so he's really charging on well. Alex trying once more to get on the inside line of UC, but to no avail. He's been absolutely glued to that car all race long. Eagle in the pits again. So his race not getting any better. And again, Alex Hamilton will look on the inside towards turn 9. These aren't particularly high-powered cars. There's not massive braking zones going on. There's really the biggest braking zone. Of course, there's not really any room to throw it on the inside coming into 11 unless your opponent gets it all wrong. That's Eagle leaving the pits now. And there, just going through the shot is... It's not Uber Mongo. It might be Yami. It is indeed. So Yami then, he's going to be caught by the leaders again. Echo is getting very close to Battenberg. There it is. So we do indeed have a battle for 5th place. Car 53 has been reading in. Oh wow, big tank slapper there for Battenberg. Flecker has been reading him in lap on lap on lap. The lap time's very similar though. Although Flecker did gain half a second on Battenberg last time around. Let's have a look at where our leaders are. They're side by side almost yet again. UC having to play the defensive game, but Salmon couldn't turn in when he wanted to. Into turn 8. There was a wild car 81 there. A wild UC appears on his inside line. He couldn't turn in when he needed to, so he had to back out of that. And Manu is in. His charge coming to a halt. He's These two once more coming through turn 10 into 11. Oh, you saw the little bit of a nudge there. See, Alex Salmon just got a little bit sideways coming into that turn. And out comes Manu. Down into 10th place. Oh no, he hasn't stopped yet. The pit lane's actually very long. So that is him coming to rest then in the pits for his mandatory stop. Still, Alex Salmon chasing UC through the roundabout section. Fleco on the back of Battenberg. Alex Salmon getting the fastest sector one time. As Range comes in from 11th place. Fleco within half a second of Battenberg now. Trying to get around the outside of the start finish straight. He wants the inside line for turn 1. That's Manu coming out right ahead of them. Of course, Manu on a different lap. He is allowed to press on. He's not allowed to hold these guys up. But if he is genuinely quicker, and we've been seeing 29s coming in from the Mauve car, he is allowed to try and press on if he can extend the gap. He doesn't have to just jump out of the way, but if he is holding up those behind him, then yes, he does have to get out of the way. Battle then for the lead. Battle for 5th as well. Manu has gone through the pits. Then the only other man, as far as I've noticed, is in the sub 130s. Over the line come these two once again. They were just 5 thousandths of a second apart in lap times outside. That's actually Uber Mongo just ahead of them. That's 9th position. That's how far up the field they've lapped so far, with Yami being lapped twice. Let's jump back to Battenberg then. And that is Deluvian that's come in from 3rd. Battenberg has lost that position to Oh no, is that Manu? Manu facing the wrong way after turn 11. He's just had his pit stop. Battenberg comes in as well. Oh no, what a disaster. Trying to recover lost time. He's overcooked it on the exit of turn 11 and ended up facing the wrong way, so he had to be very careful on how he recovered. He's got 15 seconds now to close down Range ahead of him. That's a huge issue then for car 91. He's gone too deep into turn 1. The frustration really beginning to take over. We're halfway through this race now, and still the battle for the lead presses on. And Deluvian and Battenberg are in. And Deluvian has now come out of the pits just as Silly Sausage passes him. That puts Silly Sausage up to 5th rather. Xandrex in 3rd. Still, these guys press on. That is Uber Mongo that's going to have his mirrors completely full of leaders in a minute. And that, I think, is... That's not Yami again. No. Not entirely certain who that is in the yellow car. Oops, they bounce off of the roundabout. It's between 2 and 3. Mongo pulls right over, doesn't want to get anywhere near the lead battle. Quite wise. The yellow car. Oh, that's Battenberg, so that's actually cost Uber Mongo a position. Uber Mongo has a great ringside seat then for the battle ahead. UC still holding off Alex Salmon coming through turn 6. But he, of course, wants that position back off of car 6 as Ranch comes in again from 12th. Or from 11th, rather. They gave Manu that position. Mongo trying to do something against Battenberg. Alex Salmon trying to do something against UC. That's UC jumping very early to the defensive line at turn 9. He was not confident that Alex Salmon wasn't going to throw on the inside. Silly Sausage from 5th position has come in to the pits as well. Oh, and there's that. You can see how Alex jumps out to try and get a better exit from turn 11. It hasn't really paid off for him so far. The Shepherd comes in from the pits as well. Yeah, that wider line that Alex Salmon's been trying to take all race long hasn't paid off for him. He's now going to have a look at the inside of one. He's committing to it. It could be close. And UC saw it coming and gave necessary room. Oh no, who was that that was flying off the road? Oh dear, was Ubermongo getting turn one awfully wrong. And still, Alex Salmon presses on, trying to do what he can against the incredible driving from UC. Oh, and again, Alex had a good run out of turn 5. He's side by side with the race leader. And again, UC defending the inside line, just great positioning of car. Once again, Alex trying to switch back, but it's always going to put him on the outside line. That's Battenberg already behind them. He, of course, is not on the same lap as them. That green car coming through. We've lost a driver from this particular race, unfortunately. Let's see who it was that we have lost. Most people have been through the pits now. No point me looking through the list to try and figure out who it is that's gone. Oh, and UC taking an interesting line. But once again, fends off Alex Salmon. And UC trying to get a bit of slipstream off of, I believe that's Varby's car. It was indeed, and that's how quickly the leaders fly by. Alex Salmon, have a look at the inside again in turn 1. Doesn't get alongside enough, but UC was a little bit sideways. But there was not enough room for Alex to draw alongside. Actually, Battenberg staying with this particular battle, so he might be able to benefit from being towed along by the leaders. As V-Sonic comes in from 8th position, gifting that to Silly Sausage. Oh, and that's Alex Salmon trying a much tighter line through turn 5. He is trying various lines to get back into the lead. Battenberg is just along for the ride as well. Now, if Battenberg proves to be quicker than those battling in front of him, you are allowed to unlap yourself as long as you do not interfere with the battle ahead of you, which is slightly inevitable if you're going to try and unlap yourself. Oh, and that was UC bouncing off the wall, but didn't lose him any significant amount of pace. Even still, Alex Salmon, it wasn't significant, but it may have been enough. He draws alongside coming into turn 9. UC outbrakes him and maintains the lead. Brilliantly done. But Salmon stays alongside him. That turn is just too much. Just stay alongside someone. And slots back into second spot then. Battenberg got a great ringside seat as that's Varby in the background, just seen bouncing off the wall. Along they go, starting on lap 26. As it looks like V-Sonic and Dominic are close to one another. That is 10th position. We'll have a quick check on them. There they are. They're not too far apart. They've just come through turn 5. A potential battle forming there. But as we have been for the vast majority of the race, all eyes are on this battle as Ranch comes in the pits again. And Andrex this time has opted to come in. Like I said before, it is a mandatory pit stop for tyres. Tyres at least at one point of the race. Because if you've got damage on your car, you will want to come in and get it repaired. Unless somehow you've practiced with a damaged car. Eugene Flacco moves up to 3rd position now. Fastest sector by Alex Salmon, no doubt helped by the slipstream of the race leader. He tries to sell the dummy. UC is not having any of that though. Stays to that inside line, coming through 10 once again. And once again, Alex taking that wider line through 11. He's determined to make it work, I'll give him that. And he's come in. Alex Salmon's had enough of fighting behind UC. And he has brought his car in as Andrex is now on his way. He'll come out comfortably ahead of Battenberg. And in 5th place. Varby is in. And there is Alex Salmon. He's trundling along it. It's a horrible feeling because you've got to trundle along at pit lane limit of speed to your pit box. And the pit lane is pretty long here in Longbeach. And there's such a long time you're just crawling along. That's going to be all crucial. Okay, floating car. And Eugene comes in. Is that his car back on the ground? That was really quick. But then he probably had no damage to repair. Eugene Flecko was in third. He just came into the pits, so of course Alex Salmon comes out comfortably, still in second. It's all down to what UC does. That ahead of him, is that Dark Side? No. It is Andrex. So that is at the 5th position then. There's going to be laps. Andrex would not want to get, and there he goes. Ooh, risks running into the wall. And UC chooses not to pit. So let's see what his lap time was. It was a 1:29.2 last time. 1:29.7. So at the moment he's not feeling the need to come in any earlier than he originally planned. There is Alex Salmon. 45 seconds down now, of course. As Andrex regains 4th then from Eugene Flecko, who's just come out. And there he is with, I think that's Varby in the green car. It is indeed. So that's not much gap then between Flecko and Andrex. Around about 2 seconds. There is the black car of Eugene, but he's also got Battenberg not too far behind either. So there's a potential of 4, 5 and 6 battle forming there. Deluvian is 15 seconds odd down the road from the battle behind, so nothing for him to worry about. And of course 2 minutes, that was an outlap for Alex Salmon, so not indicative of anything, but still usually able to get the 1:29s in as we are approaching 2/3 distance done. And through turn 9, does UC choose to pit now to cover off Alex Salmon, who's been battling with for so long? The cautious. No. Yes, he does. Yes, he does. UC has come in from the lead of the race. He left it a couple of laps later. There is Alex Salmon. He's come through turn 8. He's on that back straight. UC has hit his marks. Through turn 9 for Alex Salmon. And already Flecko is catching up to Andrex. Less than a second separates those two. That's not where our eyes are. Alex Salmon coming through the last turn. UC is back on the ground, but he's got a long way of pit lane to go. It is going to give the lead comfortably over to Alex Salmon. You can see on the radar, he's just crossed the line. The white dot is UC. And UC's got all the pit lane still to do. You can see his car just over the wall. And there is the pit lane exit. It has not worked out well for UC. There you see the white car of Alex Salmon fly past. Now UC can get back up to racing speed. That has cost him dearly. The lead now over to Alex Salmon. We are at the last third of the race. 20 minutes, or less than 20 minutes to go now. And it's 8.5 seconds at the moment between Salmon and UC. As Eugene Gershkin comes in. Jug up to this battle for 4th. And there it is. Andrex ahead in the black car with Eugene Flecko. Wow, Eugene getting into the 29s. 1:29.961. Very much leader's pace. At the moment, Andrex 1:30.998. A second difference between the two. Through 2 and 3. Eugene a little bit deep. Through 2. Got him a little bit, but not too much. Oh my, already UC's on the back of Alex Salmon. Alex Salmon's had a big problem somewhere on this lap. There was 8 seconds between the two. Now there's nothing. Oh dear, oh dear. As Ubermongo comes in. What on earth has happened? And there you go. 1:39. Salmon lost 10 seconds in that lap alone. Compared to where we've been seeing him. Oh dear. Well, we saw that he did have some back markers there. He could have been held up. As there damage on Ubermongo's car? Well, there is, but we don't know what that was caused by. Whether that was some kind of altercation with Alex Salmon or not, we don't know. And you see back on the case then, so that's put him right back in the fight for the lead. And Eugene Flecko is still on the case of Andrex then. He's going to go for a pass on the outside of the start-finish straight. He's got the pace to do it. He gained another 6/10 on Andrex that time around. There is the black car. He's just about ready to maintain track position, but Eugene's going to have the inside line. He's outbrakes Andrex, has he? He has. Andrex had a look at the switchback, but there's no room to do it there, and Eugene goes up into 4th. Very nicely done, Andrex, and try his best to hang on to the back of that, but Eugene has definitely had the pace over the Scotsman as they continue the battle. And look at that, UC is pushing Alex Salmon through that last turn. Has Alex Salmon picked up some damage somewhere in that slow lap last time around? There's no obvious sign of it on our screen, but that doesn't necessarily mean that there isn't any, as UC gets a 128.913. A stunning lap then by the SMS developer through turn 1. Oh, he hit that apex a little hard. It looks like Alex has got his work cut out trying to keep the pace of car 81 behind him. He's going to have a lot of work to do to achieve that. Andrex is definitely struggling to keep the pace of Eugene Flecko. And there you see, is that Manu getting out of the way? Oh, it's Manu that we lost. Oh no. The king of RSR has gone. It was him we lost quite some time ago. And look at the gap that Eugene Flecko's got for himself already. Over Andrex, it's quite a few seconds. As that red car, I'm not entirely sure who it is, jumps out of the way. There's Silly Sausage in 7th. So while these two continue their battle, let's have a look through where everybody is. We know where these two are. We've been staring at them for most of the race. Deluvia in 3rd position. He's 30 seconds down from the lead battle. 13.5 ahead of Eugene Flecko, so he's in no immediate danger as we have 15 minutes remaining of this race. Eugene Flecko just taking over that 4th position. As Alex Salmon is really on the move here now. He's getting, and the fastest lap of the race, 128.776 by Alex Salmon. That's giving him a few tenths breathing space over UC. There we see Andrex in the black car in 5th place. Battenberg in a reshaped yellow car. There, 5.5 seconds down from Andrex, but 27 ahead of this man, Silly Sausage, as he comes through turn 6. Shepherd, where is he? He's just coming through turn 1. Very much on his own as far as position is concerned. 34 seconds between himself and Silly Sausage, 15 between himself and this man, Dominic Czech, in the green and white car coming into turn 1. V-Sonic is the red with white striped car we saw around the leaders earlier. Ubermongo, there he is with the green stripes. He is 25 or so seconds down from V-Sonic, 40 odd ahead of this man Eagle in the green car. Darkside, a little bit deep there at 6, but you can see that most of these cars are pretty battered and rearranged. Oh, that's not what I want to do. There's Ranch. He is pressing on despite the damage, despite the, he's been through the pits quite a few times. There's Varby just behind him in the green car number 5. Alex Salmon set another fastest lap, 128.703. He's got that lead and he wants to keep it. Eugene Gachkin, sure that's not how you say it, but that's how I've been pronouncing it all race long. With Yami at the back of the field, we've lost 1 and 1 only. Andrex has got the marker on his car. He did briefly, he was closing in a bit on Eugene Flecko. But wow, UC is now staring at the back of a charging Alex Salmon, nearly a second between the two now. Oh, bit of a bounce off the wall, losing a tiny bit of momentum, which is the way Alex Salmon is going. That's really not what he wants. But Alex did make a mistake that cost him all the lead he built up due to the pit stops. As the time is ticking down, it gets very, very close once again. But look at the cap. Alex had a great drive once again out of that final turn. And that times once again 29.1, 29.1. 16 thousandths of a second is all that separated those two last time in UC's favour. That's 1.4 seconds between the two. Even still, Alex cannot afford to just relax. He's got to keep the focus. He's got to keep the pressure on. Or UC has to keep the pressure on, rather. Oh, he hit the apex too hard at 4, and that pits the tail into the wall. Oh, and he's hit the wall. That has all gone wrong for UC. He was out of kilter at 4. Didn't manage to kind of settle himself back down for 5 and bounces off the tyre wall, which pits the car into the concrete barrier. That is going to be significant damage, which is a shame because he just hit the fastest sector one time. That is going to be significant damage on that car. That is going to drop him right off the back of Alex's pace, and there he goes, 4 seconds already between the two. So that just goes to show how costly that mistake was by UC. But if it happened to him, it can happen to any. And that, I think, is Varby. He is indeed getting well and truly out of the way. That's actually Eugene Gasly, the very heavily damaged cars, having a scrap over 15th position. And there you go, you can see in the lap times alone, that's how much time that cost UC. That one mistake. 29.0 to 31.2. 31.2 is quicker than a number of the drivers tonight have managed to do. So it just goes to show, and that's not meant as a criticism to the rest. That's just highlighting how much of a different league these guys have been in. And there you go, he's already 6 tenths down. So that argument with the wall he had last time is going to be, could well have decided the fate of the race. We have less than 10 minutes to go now. Ooh, that was a little bit close. That's actually, here, that's Eugene. No, it's not Eugene Gatchkin. He's now right with Varby. Oops, that's someone in the wall. Is that Range that's hit the wall? Yep, it was Range. It's a cloud to the wall then. That puts Varby right in this case. And through goes Varby then. Or not yet, but I would imagine he will do. No, not quite. Range is still able to defend it. Oh, whoops! Bit of a contact there then between Varby. That was Eugene Gaskin. Oh, and whilst trying to do an orbit, Varby hit the wall. And Eugene has pulled over, waiting for Eugene to try and retake the position. But looks like Eugene can't move. Oh, there he goes. Varby is trying to get the car going again. And there goes Eugene now. He's had another waiting. Jumping back up to the front pair. Again, it's 4 tenths down. Just, it does look like that UC just cannot get the pace back into the car that he had. 29.7 against 30.1. Another 4 tenths to Alex Salmon's favour. It could well be like that till the race conclusion. Shepherd comes in again. And Gatchkin is still... I was going to say, this must be an interesting view from cockpit. That is indeed what he has. V-Sonic is catching up to... Oh, he's just gone past Shepherd because Shepherd's in the pits. So there's still some changing of position going on. Up and down the field. There's Varby and Gashkin have swapped position. What was that? Is that Salmon in the background? No, it wasn't. I'm not entirely sure who that was. We saw in the background of that particular shot. Camera's not keeping up. There we go. But this is for 15th place. Varby on Eugene Gashkin. That's a Ubermonger that's gained Shepard's position as well. Shepard in the pit quite a while. Doesn't look like he's in a hurry to move either. There's Eagle. Here he is in the next green car down the road. So he's likely to gain... Oh no, Shepard is on the move. Looking at the radar. But Eagle will take that position. You can see the yellow car just coming out of the pit lane, but Eagle has taken that particular spot. Despite that impact with the wall, you see he's back in the 129s. Still half a second though to Alex Salmon's favour, as 29.3 against a 29.8 last time around. You can just see from the lap deltas how Yusi is really struggling with the car now. 6.5 minutes remain of this hour-long race here at Longbeach, and what a race it has been. Dominated primarily by Alex Salmon and Yusi. The final turn once again. Across the line, let's see what Alex managed this time around. 29.5, Yusi. 129.9, so another 4/10 down. And unless Alex makes a mistake, it does look like he's going to continue in that kind of vein until the race has concluded. Everyone else pretty much is on their own. Few have seen the marker come up. That exclamation mark indicates when someone is close to... Oh dear. That's Varby. He's had an argument with the wall. Jeremy's gone through. And that's Varby letting a few more people through. Of course, as the damage increases on these cars, you can see almost all of them have got damage of some description. Being front engine, as soon as you hit the wall, you tend to hit it nose first, so you end up with engine damage. Shepard is close to Eagle. This is for 11th. And Shepard up on his previous best. Pressing on, trying to chase Eagle down the road. Oh, but he's made exactly the same mistake Yusi did. Pushed a little bit too hard on the exit of 5. He clips the tyre wall, pitches the nose of the car into the concrete, and in that case it actually spans Shepard completely around. So that is going to be his charge pretty much called off. We now have got less than 5 minutes, 4.5 minutes to go. It's going to be about 3 racing laps, give or take, remaining of this race. Oh, that's Ubermongo, the only one with the green flash in the sky. He's overcooked it completely into turn 1. That's going to be more engine damage. That engine's going to be in the back at that rate. And Varby's catching up with Yami again. Yusi still is getting past back markers. Is that Andrex has just gone past? No. That'll be Darkside then. Darkside is who Alex Salmon is catching up with. And Darkside won't get involved with that one. There you can see Yusi in the background. 6.5 seconds between the two now. It will take a pretty big mistake. And look at that. There's the tail going again. That is being Alex Salmon's style. He does love the loose setup. He loves to get that tail to kick out to help rotate the car. Through turn 11 once more. It's one of the few fairly undamaged cars. One of the few with a straight bonnet at least. 3:10 to go. 128.792 from Alex Salmon. He's still putting in incredible laps. 130.2 from Juicy. So he might just about squeeze out another lap on top of what I initially thought. So no more than 3 laps remain here at Longbeach. And it really has been, you have to say, it's been an utter masterclass from this man, car number 45. The way, I mean, he's loves sliding the car. He's timing perfectly for getting the power down to keeping the momentum and building the forward momentum whilst still rotating the car. It has been really quite something to behold. Everybody else is fairly well spaced out now position-wise and running their own race. Just one single retirement in this race as the timer continues to tick down. And Yami's actually gained another position. I think Barbie and Eugene has had an argument with the wall. He's facing the wrong way. That is on the inside at turn 10. He's just waiting for a spot. He just happened to have lots of cars come past him at that very moment. So quite sure how he managed that. How he ended up at the inside at turn 10. That's quite 1 minute 40 to go. 1:29.6 was the lap last time around. 2 laps to go. 8.2 is the lead. That sounds like someone that stopped. Was that Varby? I think Varby was around there. Yeah, Varby has overcooked it into turn 1. Wow, you see jumping over the apex and bouncing off the wall, as you saw there from that camera. Oh, that's Eugene Gachkin getting very deep. Oh, Varby is really struggling now. Here is Eugene. Those two getting close to one another once again, but they can barely see through the damage. They can barely turn the car. So it's a whole different challenge for them. UC is still pressing on. He was actually 400ths of a second. Or near enough, 42 thousandths of a second quicker than Alex Salmon last time around, but the gap is just too big without a big mistake. Race leader Alex Salmon from pole. He's had a lot of fighting to do this race, but one mistake was, or one bigger mistake from UC was what's given him this particular situation. He will just beat the flag. He's going to do it, and there it is. There is 12 seconds on the clock before when he crossed the line. This is the final lap. The checker flag is out now, so next time Alex Salmon crosses the line, the race will be done. I'm assuming that's Yami ahead of him. It is indeed car 58. Oh, it was very slow. Of course, not really Yami's fault. He couldn't get out of the way really there. It will hold Alex Salmon up a bit, but it won't hold him up enough to concern him as far as the lead is concerned. As UC is coming up to turn 5 now, you should see him in the shot. There he is. That is what 8.6 seconds looks like in these cars on this track. Past turn 7. Into turn 8 for the final time. The car looks like it's just rolled out of the showroom except for the fly collection. A little bit of paint scrubbed off, but nothing more. Through 9. Oh, I think there's been a little bit of trouble further up. Oh, it has indeed. But that is not where the eyes are, and again the tail just kicking out. Your winner here in Longbeach. He's happy about that. It is Alex Salmon by 10 seconds, nearly 11 seconds indeed, from this man. UC Katralainen has chased him all race long, but with that last mistake he made at turn 5 a few laps ago, this gave him too much damage to contend with, and Diluvian, a great third, but quite some way down, about 50 seconds or so from the lead. No more than that, that's closer to a minute from the leader, so that just goes to show how much of a different league the top two were. But here is the next car in position, car 73. It is Diluvian, will take that third and final podium spot. Quite a few cars already crossed the line. There's Eugene Flacco, car 53. That's in pretty good condition as well, that one. In fairness, there is Andrex, just come out of turn 11. He'll come home in 5th position. And there you go, Battenberg. This is quite some way to go before his race is officially done. As he's car is so heavily damaged, so he may as well. He's trying to drift it. But the last man to have actually crossed the line on the lead lap has done so. But there it is. There is your confirmed race finishes. The fastest lap went over indeed to Alex Owen, 1:28.703. Second was UC, third Delevian, fourth Eugene Flacco, fifth Andrex UK, sixth Battenberg, seventh Silly Sausage, eighth Dominic Zeth, VSonic 9, Uber Mongoose rounding out the top 10, Eagle 11, Shepherd 12, Darkside 13, Ranch 14, Yami 15, Eugene Gashkin 16, Varby 17, and Manu being our sole retirement. That is it for this particular race. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. Like, subscribe, comment, all that good stuff, and we will see you back here for some more racing action. Thank you very much, and good night.